Hello, my most beautiful of darlings, and thank you for joining me for another Wellness Wednesday, where we talk about how to take care of our minds, our bodies, and our hearts. So today, we're going to talk about sleep. Sleep is so important. It's one of the ways that we fuel our bodies, it's one of the ways that we take care of our bodies, it's one of the ways that we help our bodies heal. But sleep isn't just important for our bodies. Sleep is actually also really important for our minds. If we're not sleeping enough, it makes it difficult to focus, it makes us difficult to reach our thoughts, it makes it difficult to control and regulate our emotions. So that means that we can feel like we're really angry for no reason, or we can feel really sad, or we can feel really exhausted and like we don't want to interact with any other people. And that's because we're not getting enough sleep. We're not giving our brains and our bodies that time to rest. Okay? And during a quarantine, when everyone is really stressed, that can make it harder to sleep. Because what stress does is it makes your brain work really hard. Just like if you made your body run a mile and it was exhausted, stress makes your brain work. So even if your body is not doing very much, even if you feel like you're sitting around at home and not doing very much, you could still be really tired because your brain is exhausted by all this stress of what we have to deal with during a quarantine. And one of the best ways that we can help your brain with all of that stress is by letting it go to sleep. And some of you might be looking at me saying, Mx.Olivia, what are you talking about? I feel like I'm sleeping all the time. And that might be completely normal. Some of you might be sleeping all the time, or at least feel like you are. And some of you might feel like you're not sleeping at all because your brain is full of racing thoughts, or your heart is beating really fast and you just can't relax. Or when you do fall asleep, you feel like you're waking up every few minutes. For most of you, it's probably going to be a combination of both of those things. Some days you aren't getting very good sleep and it's really hard to fall asleep or stay asleep. And then some days you are absolutely exhausted and you get up and put on your clothes and you're like, well, that's it, I'm done for the day. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to teach you 8 stretches that you can do before bed that will help you fall asleep. And once you fall asleep, it'll help you sleep better and deeper. Now, the reason stretching is so good for your body when you're trying to sleep is for a couple reasons. Stretching, first of all, releases endorphins. Endorphins are your happy chemical. They're what make you feel relaxed, they're what make you feel happy. And those are really important things for getting yourself in a place where you can fall asleep. Okay? Stretching is also really good for moving blood through your muscles. Okay? Where those aches come from, where that tiredness comes from, where that uncomfortable feeling comes from, a lot of the time is because the blood's just sitting there in your muscles. You haven't given it enough movement to give it a reason to move around. Okay? Stretching can also help with things like digestion. It's no fun trying to sleep if your stomach hurts. And also, it's just important sometimes to take a moment for yourself and say, okay body, okay heart, okay mind, I'm going to take care of you right now. I'm going to do some stretching, take a minute to be calm with myself, and then we're going to feel better when this is done. Okay? So all of these stretches you can do right on your bed. You don't even have to stand up. Okay? You can do them all from sitting or lying down. Right? For our first stretch is going to be lying on our backs. So we're going to lie flat on our backs, and then we're going to pick up our knee, take our fingers, put them over our knee, and pull it towards our chest. This stretch is really good if you have been sitting all day. It stretches out your lower back. It helps that relax. It brings some nice blood flow into your legs. And it's just a chance to relax and take a deep breath. Now I'm going to do my other leg. If I do one leg, I've always got to do the other leg. Okay? And I'm just gently pulling it into my chest. If it goes to here on you, that's totally fine. If you can't even get your fingers around it, but you can lift it up and pull it towards your chest, that's fine. Take your fingers, put them behind your leg. and pull from there. All right, whatever is comfortable from your body. All right, that's stretch number 1. Now we're going to sit up. We're going to cross our legs. We're going to take our left hand, put it down on the ground, take our right hand, and stretch it up into the air. Now, I don't want to stretch forward. I don't want to stretch backwards. I want to imagine there's a string going up my arm that's pulling my arm like this. And you should feel the stretch all down your side right there. We're going to open up those muscles. It's going to be so nice for your back. It's going to be so nice for your breathing. I'm so excited for you that you get to do this beautiful side stretch. Now the other side, stretch up, and over. Get that good deep stretch. You should feel it right along here. And if you can't feel it, then you can gently pull on this arm towards the opposite wall. And you should say, oh, I feel that right there. Now I can do it by myself without pulling. All right, now we're going to give our spine a little twisty twist. As always, if anything hurts, if anything feels funky for your body, stop, okay? It's not a race. It's not a test to see who's the most flexible. If it feels kind of weird, that probably means it's kind of weird, and you need to stop and make sure your body is safe and healthy, okay? So I'm going to take my right hand. I'm going to put it on my left knee. See how I'm kind of grabbing underneath like that? That's to give me a nice hold. I'm going to take my left hand, put it behind me, and then I'm going to pull this way and pull myself like that. See how I'm pulling myself around? And pull myself. So I get a nice twist. Right? And then I'm going to come up to the front. Now, if you twist once and you're like, ooh, I feel like I could do that again and go a little deeper, then go a little deeper. All you do is you move this hand further around and twist farther. All right? I'm going to go to the other side and twist around. And as always, if I did it on one side, I have to do it on the other side. So since I did 2 twists on this side, I'm going to do 2 twists on that side. All right, beautiful. All right, next we're going to do a seated lunge. So you guys probably have done lunges in school, or you've done them with me, or you've done them in yoga, or you've done them in soccer. Most of the time for lunges you stand up. This time we're going to stay sitting down because I promised you wouldn't have to go anywhere. So for this, what you're going to do is you're going to sit up like this. You're going to put this leg behind you like this, and you're just going to sit down. Look at that. That's all you have to do. Look at that nice lunge. And you should feel it right here. All right? So I'm going to sit up. And what that does is I should feel the stretch right there in my leg, nice and pretty, okay? And then if I want to get a deeper stretch, I can pick up my knee and grab my foot. Whee! All right? And then, as always, if I did something on one side, I do it on the other side. So I'm going to stand up here, I'm going to push my front leg back, and then I'm just going to sit down. That's all it is. And I'm going to sit up nice and tall, like I have a string going all the way up through my body, pulling me up. Because if you're sitting here and you're going, that doesn't feel like anything, it's because you did this. You've got to lift your beautiful chest up, get that nice stretch there, and if you want a deeper stretch, pick your foot up and stretch. All right, beauty miss. Now that we stretched out these insides a little bit, we can do them a little bit deeper. So I'm going to put my feet flat on, or my legs flat down on the ground. Then I'm going to pull them into my center. I'm going to hold on to my toes with my fingers. I'm going to do a butterfly stretch. So in gym, you might have gone like this a lot. You can do that, but for me, I'd rather just sit comfortably in as deep a stretch I can and then hold it. Okay? You can take a deep breath. Now you want to make sure your back is nice and straight. You don't want to be sitting here like this because you're crunching all of those good things that we just stretched out, okay? Nice and straight. And if you can't reach your toes, then you just need to bring your feet out a little bit more. Then you should be able to reach them, okay? The deeper you pull your feet in and the flatter your legs are to the ground, the deeper this stretch is. All right? So just be a little butterfly for a minute. Very nice. Deep breaths. All right, now I'm going to do what's called child's pose. All right? I'm going to go right back here, like when I did my lunges. I'm going to sit my butt right down on my feet. Then I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to walk them out flat in front of me. And then I'm just going to drop my head. I don't want my butt to pop off my feet. I want it to stay nice and set down on my feet. And just take deep breaths. Just chill out. You're not trying to work too hard. You're just relaxing. Ooh, very nice. And that's going to help with tension in your neck, in your upper back. It's going to help your whole body relax. And that one's also really good for your mind, to just breathe and let your heart beat. Okay? We have 2 more. Now remember I promised you we do something that's good for your digestion? Here it is. So, you do need a wall. You can also do this on the side of your bed. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to sit up against my wall like this. And then I'm going to whee! Bring my legs up right here. Now what this does is it lets all of this blood that's been sitting in my legs, if I've been sitting or not moving around very much, it lets it move. Ah, isn't that nice? All that old blood that's just been pooling is moving around. And I'm just going to hang out. Now this stretch is best if you do it for a long time. So you can grab a book. I recommend some read alouds on the Cornerstones After School YouTube channel. And you can just hang out. You can do this stretch for up to 15 minutes, just letting your blood circulate, just hung out against the wall. Now, if it's too difficult to have your legs straight up against the wall, if that hurts, that's fine. All you need to do is get a little farther away from the wall. Simple. All right, there's always a way to do a stretch in a way that's comfortable for you. You never need to push. Okay? All right, I'm going to swing my legs down. And I'm going to do my last stretch. So our last stretch is good for our body. It stretches out our arms, it stretches our chest, it stretches our upper back, but it's also important for our mind. So our last stretch is called a bear hug. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hands, I'm going to cross them over my chest until I can grab onto my shoulder blades, and I'm just going to give myself a little bit of a hug. And then I'm going to hang out. Okay? So this is what it looks like in the back. I'm just going to give myself a hug. And it helps stretch out my neck and my upper back. But also it's a chance for us to just be nice to ourselves. So when you're giving yourself this hug, tell yourself kind things. Because you're doing a great job. You're being so brave. You are trying so hard. You are killing the game. And you deserve a little moment of niceness with yourself. You deserve the comfort of a hug. And if you feel like you have thoughts in your head that are yelling at you all the time, that are saying, I am so worried, I am so scared, take a moment and give those thoughts a hug. And you can thank them, because what those thoughts are doing is they're trying to keep you safe. They're not trying to hurt you, they're not trying to upset you, they're trying to keep you safe. But it's okay sometimes to give them a hug and say, thank you, thoughts. Thank you for trying to keep me safe today. But now it's time for us to both go to sleep, so you can rest for tonight. And say goodnight to those thoughts. And give yourself one little extra squeeze for me, and then give yourself an extra squeeze for Miss Karen and Miss Melissa, because they want to squeeze you too. And then open your arms up. All right, my darlings, that is our Wellness Wednesday for today. You can do these stretches every night before bed. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below, or just give me a call or a text, because I never want you to do anything that hurts your body. And I will see you next week.